Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beast Reptile Rampage episode number 4. This is the fourth battle of round 1 and quite frankly so far this is an exciting tournament. We've had 3 battles so far with each winner of each battle being a beast which I've expected to make it into round 2. But now we've got another battle with 2 more beasts fighting out for that 4th spot in round 2. That's a 16 might I add. So we're almost a quarter of the way through round 1. So with this battle, I don't know. They both don't have great reputations from previous tournaments. One has actually made it through. Well, okay, technically 2 have made it through to round 2 before, but they didn't make it any further. And in another tournament, they didn't make it. They didn't make it past round 1. So okay. So this is going to be something which I don't really know what to say about this. It's a thing. It's a battle. This is arguably one of the more interesting battles, but it's also one of the more battles. I don't really know what to say here. So for that, I'm just going to say, good luck, guys. You got this. Let's introduce the competitors. Representing Series 17, the Broken Star, the only reptile in that series, we have Saurex, the Silent Creeper, versus his opponent. This is one of the 5 specials in this tournament. This special is quite well known, not for the reason which I personally review it for, but is more well known for being the first special. And if you know which special is the first one, you also know that there isn't one of them. So, Saurex's opponent is not 1, but 2 dragons. Ladies and gentlemen, Vedra and Krimon, the twin beasts of Avantia. So with that, Saurex versus Vedra and Krimon. Yeah, Saurex, honestly, I'm just sorry you had to go against them, but you can do this. You'll be fine, right? If Magwell can beat them, then surely you can, right? Right? That's going to be fun. Okay, let's get to the stats so I can have some way of knowing what I'm going to do, because quite frankly, I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. Saurex the Silent Creeper, the final guardian of the Broken Star. This giant lizard is made more deadly by his ability to camouflage himself, so that a quester won't see him until it's very nearly too late. Age 442, power 247, magic level 137, fright factor 91, size 290. Powers and abilities are camouflage, natural weaponry, scales, enhanced strength. Weaknesses are obvious materials. If Saurex is covered in a material that stands out against his body, i.e. sand, then he cannot use his camouflage without being seen. Vedra and Krimon, twin beasts of Avantia. New beasts of Avantia are born very rarely. Vedra and Krimon are twin baby dragons who share a special bond. They hatch from the same egg, which had lain hidden for centuries in the Nidrim caves. Because they are good beasts, they cannot attack. They can only protect. This meant that they were vulnerable to Malval, the Dark Wizard. Now, the stats here, we're gonna... Oh. Okay, I'll get to this after the stats anyway. So, Vedra's stats are age 0, power 150, magic level 126, fright factor 50, size 120. Krimon, age 0, power 131, magic level 146, fright factor 50, size 120. Powers and abilities are flight, fire breath, mental link. They can communicate with each other. They can communicate with each other by the glowing of their bellies. Fireball creation. They can create fireballs which can guide them to the other if they are lost. It is unknown whether this ball fire can actually harm anything, but they have fire breath anyway, so it's fine. Enhanced durability and fire immunity. Weaknesses are shared pain and enchantments. Okay, so with the stats department done, I'm going to quickly say for Vedra and Krimon, Now, whilst the stats are what they are say what they are like in this book, I'm actually going to go along with how they were when we last saw them, which was technically in the Kingdom of Dragons, but I'm actually going to say how they were in Series 14, where they were very close to the size of Furno, and they are a little bit older and more mature. And the reason why I say that is because whilst I do not really care for this special much, I do care for a fair chance. So at the moment, these guys do not have much battle experience because they haven't won many battles. The only battle one of them won was against the other. Yeah, that was my least favorite battle I've done, by the way. Whoever's idea that was, thank you. You know who you are. But yeah, so they don't have much battle experience. Any battle that they both were in, or one of them were, they still lost against Falcor and Magral, so specials at the moment. But I would like to give them a little bit of a chance. So for that's why they are as they are in Series 14. They still have their communication, telepathic bond. They still share pain. But it's just a case of I want to give them a bit more of a chance because at the moment they've been treated like obstacles in the way for the other beasts to win. And Saurex, I love you. I really do. But I need to give them a little bit of a chance. This is kind of unfair for them. There's two of them and there's one of you, but you have battle experience. You'll be fine. So with that, the battlefield here is going to be... Do I dare? Do I dare? I'm really thinking it. Come on. Okay, let's do it. It's going to be the jungle arena. I'm going to have to do a jungle arena because Saurex lives in the jungle. It's going to be a jungle arena. It's going to be that jungle. So with that, let's get into the battle. As the chamber doors open, Saurex immediately goes into camouflage mode and makes his way into the jungle. Darting through the jungle, dodging each tree here and there, before settling down in a quiet spot just off from the centre of the jungle. As Vedra and Krimon immediately burst through the sky exit on the same side, roars into the arena before Vedra circles to the other side of the arena, perches on it and stares to the jungle below, trying to see any sign of movement. All they see is a slight shaking leaf or a little bit of rustling here and there, but nothing to confirm if there's anything in there. Krimon's belly starts to glow before telling Vedra, "The jungle's green, you're green. Go into the jungle. You'll be harder to see than me. Let me know when you see anything, and I'll come right in there to defend you, to help you." Vedra nods in agreement before diving into the jungle, and slowly goes into the jungle, looking very carefully for any sign of the other beast. Almost in a hunting kind of format, Vedra keeps low and moves very slowly, looking carefully from left to right, trying to find Saurex. They haven't met each other, so Vedra doesn't know who he's going against. All he knows is he needs to find and kill his opponent. Imagine the plot twist, it was actually Krimon. Sorry, let's get back to the battle. Sorry, I just thought how funny that would be. But as Vedra is just prowling through, he communicates to Krimon and say, "I can't find anything at the moment. It's almost too quiet here." Saurex, hiding in a nearby clearing, sees Vedra walk by, and realizing this is his only opportunity, Saurex sticks his tongue out, wraps it around Vedra's tail, and pulls Vedra back before instantly recoiling the tongue and staying exactly where he was. Vedra, caught off guard by it, quickly gets up and looks around trying to find who caused him to fall backwards. But nothing. As he brushed it off thinking it was just someone trying to play tricks on him, Saurex immediately does the same thing, but this time wraps it around his tail and pulls him towards him. Vedra immediately gets back up, tries to look, but can't see anything again. Getting frustrated this time, Vedra calls Krimon into the jungle. and says, there's someone here messing with me. You should come in and make sure they can't do it again. Krimon comes in, and as the two dragons meet with each other, they both stand back to back, looking around, trying to find who caused that. As Krimon stares into what he thought was a little bit of movement, he breaks away from Vedra, staring right into the depths of the jungle. And as his concentration is fully intrigued with this thing that he thought he saw, immediately Saurex lashes out his tail, wraps it around Krimon's snout, and pulls him down to the ground, pulling him towards him, before lifting up a claw and stabbing it through into Krimon's snout. Vedra roars in pain over this before turning around and seeing Saurex in all his glory, before breathing fire directly onto him. Saurex immediately stands where he is, takes in the heat before bouncing away into the jungle, camouflaging again. As Vedra helps Krimon get back up, they both stare into the jungle, trying to find this beast again. Before Krimon communicates to Vedra and says, "You know this is a jungle. We can burn this, right? We can burn the jungle to the ground." Immediately, they both take to the sky and shoot a jet of fire over the jungle, burning all the trees to the ground, almost to ashes. As Saurex makes his way towards the clearing, staying camouflaged, he stays exactly where he is, trying not to get too much affected by the heat. Before the trees are all, as he looks around him, the trees are all gone. Ash is everywhere. As the twins flap their wings, the ash and dust dissipates. And immediately Saurex realizes that this was more than just a plan to burn down the battlefield. It was also a plan to make him more visible. With ash and dust now caught onto his scales, he realizes that he's seen, with Vedra and Krimon's pair of eyes staring right down at him. They both charge down towards him before Saurex immediately jumps up, lashes out his tail around Vedra's neck, and lashes out his tongue around Krimon's neck before pulling them both in down to the ground, lifting up his claws, pinning their heads down. As both dragons are flapping their wings, trying to pull themselves up, Saurex realizes his grip is loosening before letting go of Vedra and Krimon. And both of them shoot jets of fire directly towards Saurex. Saurex darts around the arena, dodging the fire here and there, before jumping up, trying to slash at Krimon. Vedra immediately swoops in and knocks Saurex out the way, knocking Saurex into the wall of the arena, before continuing to follow through and pinning Saurex against the arena, wrapping Saurex's limbs up with his tail and pinning him to the ground with his claws. Krimon makes his way up to Saurex, staring right down into Saurex's eyes. Excuse me. As Saurex is looking up at both the dragons staring down on him with anger in their eyes, he realizes he can't really do much. He sticks out his tongue to use the pointy end of it to stab into Krimon's neck. It penetrates the skin and both the dragons roar in pain, but that just makes Vedra's constriction on his tail tighter. Saurex then winces in pain from this before Krimon lifts up his two front claws, digs them into Saurex's neck, and says, as clearly as Saurex can hear, "You should not have messed with my brother," before instantly snapping Saurex's neck, and all life that was in Saurex, all resistance from Vedra's constriction, faded away. Vedra released his grip off of Saurex. Both the dragons roar into the arena, spitting out fire on either side. The audience members duck down, realizing that there is no force field protecting them from this barbecue. They make their way back to their chamber, satisfied with the victory, as Saurex's body lies there with more ash being collected onto his scales. So with that, Vedra and Krimon has won, Saurex has lost. If you think Saurex should won, please comment below. I think that How My Worst final and Vedra and Krimon is the winner. Yeah, so Krimon has finally made it to round 2 for tournament. Technically, Krimon did beat Vedra, but Vedra was one that made it through to round 2 in the Special Generation tournament. That's why I didn't want to do that battle, by the way. But, hey-ho. So, Vedra and Krimon are now through to round 2. This is the first time that both of them are through to round 2. And, yeah, to be fair, it's possible for them to be defeated. All you need to do is target one. And that's what Saurex did. However, Saurex is not the right beast to take down these dragons. I think there is a few beasts in this tournament that can take down these two, but Saurex is not that beast. So with that, that's all for this time. And we have our 4th beast through to round 2, that being Vedra and Krimon. And with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.